welcome to this seminar on applications of engineering and technology in environment science, May 2022. So, today we are going to discuss on the different topics of this seminar activity. Okay, so we have the different students from the different topics. So now we will take one by one. So everybody is going to speak. So these topics are related to role of engineering, solutions and for the sustainable development, and special power of the president to protect the tribal rights in the area of forest, land and water. Okay, and we also have participants from the geographical information system and rainwater harvesting system. So these are our key concepts of this seminar activity. So all the topics generally it belongs to the fourth key concept, like management of the physical resources, like joint. Okay, so how we can manage the resource and how we can use our education for the resource management. So our fifth key concept is identification of the student interest to know their goal, which can be classified into groups. So this is our group seminar we are conducting on the applications of science and technology to solve the environmental problem. So our first participant of this event is Ayush Mishra. So now we have Shreya Sachan. She is going to speak on this topic, special power of President of India.
Good afternoon, all of my dear friends. I am Shreya Sachan, present here to discuss some of my reviews on the special powers of President of India and Governor of the State. So let's start with President. The President of Republic India is the head of the India State and Commander-in-Chief of all the Indian Armed Forces. The President of India is indirectly elected by the directly elected members of both the Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha and the legislative assemblies of the state and union territories of India. The President of India has been granted the responsibilities and authorities to protect the Constitution. Special powers enjoyed by President of India. The President of India has the power to dissolve the Lok Sabha. A bill that has been passed by both the houses of the parliament can become a law only if it receives the President. The President of India has the power to nominate 12 members of Rajya Sabha who have made extraordinary accomplishment in the field of science, art, literature and social services. The executive power of the country are vested with the President of India. The President of India appoints the Chief Justice. Let now focuses on governor, then in different powers of President and Governor of India. So now the topic is governor. The governor of a state shall has the power to grant pardons, reprieves, respites of remission of punishment, or to suspend, remit, often commute the sentence of any person convicted any offence against the law relating to a matter to which the executive power of the state extends. And powers of governor of states are: the powers of governor of a state governor of a state then in scheduled tribes and forests, land resources and based on environment. Next slide. Yes, the executive powers of governor of a state. The executive power of the state shall be vested Yes, so let's focus on the power and protection of scheduled tribes. The farmers of the constitution took note of the fact that certain communities in India were suffering from extreme social, educational, and economic backwardness. They needed special consideration for safeguarding their interests and for their social economic development. Their communities were notified as scheduled castes and scheduled tribes as per provisions contained in clause 1 of article 341 and 342 of constitution respectively. And power on protection of what and let's discuss power on protection of population. It is possible to get enough people in the general population vaccinated to reduce the emergence of new cases and cut new hospitalization and deaths. That may be possible if we plan and execute well starting June through to December this year. We will need to execute well along several fronts and are eligible enough to make adjustment as the needs arise. Over the last month and a half, a group in the private sector working the Task Force T3 has worked closely with the government vaccine culture to map out such a plan. These are the key elements, and the presidents have power to get some more protection on population, so people live without any anxiety and distress. So let's discuss on powers on protection of forest. Water. So let's discuss some topics on water. Properly dispose of products such as cleaners that contain toxic chemical, pesticides, paints, solvents, gasoline, and flammable liquids. Read the labels to learn how to dispose of products safely. Do not dump these products into sewers on the ground, in the toilet, or in the garbage can. Take these products to your local household hazardous waste report. Properly dispose of pharmaceutical products. Some multiplicity and pharmacies have established programs for the proper disposal of syringes and expired medication. Ask your local health department or pharmacy if such a program is available in your community, and raise your issue to the government. Use non-toxic cleaning products. Purchase products from business that produce environmentally safe products. Check company website to learn out about their environment practice and products. Remember, white vinegar is a great all-in-one cleaner, and it is a natural organic bit product of fruits, vegetables, and grains. It is therefore edible and biodegradable. Okay, so then powers on protection of forest. Yes, in forest protection is a branch of forestry which is concerned with the preservation of improvement of a forest and prevention and control of damage to forest by natural of man-made causes like forest fires, plant pests, and adverse climatic conditions like global warming. Nowadays, global warming is affected so much to the environment. Protection of powers on protection of land resources. Land conservation is the process of protecting natural land and returning developed land to natural state due to the fact that some land has only had minor disturbance and other land has been completely destroyed. A variety of techniques are needed to carry our land conservation. Some of the most common techniques included preservation, restoration, remediation, or mitigation. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Shreya. So, what is the special power of president in the for the water area? Like this is the, I think this is the misinformation about the biomedical waste.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in President Food Water area, they have power to how they can produce food, like in which area there is no food available, so they have power to availability of food in all areas, and
disposal
they check. check out all the circumstances.
Okay, means we should not dispose anything in the water.
Yes, ma'am.
I
We
think
should
this is
not
related
dispose
to-
anything so we can save our environment as better, as much better.
Okay. So in
Thank
the
you.
future, what is your suggestion? How you are going to spread the awareness in the society to save the environment?
Ma'am, as an engineer, I try to meet such gadgets that gadgets that can replace polythene, because polythene is a most important cause for pollution.
Okay. So next one is Ayush Mishra. Our next participant is Ayush Mishra.
Sir.
Yes,
Um,
Ayush, now this is your turn.
Myself is Ayush Mishra. I am a second year student of chemical engineering in UIT. And today my topic is the power of President of India. The power and function of President of India is executive powers of President, describe emergency, and legislative power of President and diplomatic power of the President. In limitation of President, the President of India has limitation on his executive power due to Council of Ministers. Likewise, the Parliament also exerts certain limitation on the powers of President. One such limitation is the approval of all proclamation of emergency by the Parliament. If the Parliament does not approve them, they become null and void. In this legislative power of President, the President addresses the session of the Parliament. The Parliament has the power to address either House of Parliament at any time. He can send messages to either House of the Parliament. He summons and prorogues the houses. He can dissolve the Lok Sabha and orders fresh election. He nominates 12 members of the Rajya Sabha. No bill can become a law without the assent and signature of the President. Under the Article 123, the President can promulgate an ordinance. A national emergency is imposed whereby there is a grave threat to security of India or any its territories due to war, external aggression or armed rebellion. Such emergency shall be imposed by the President only on the basis of written request by the Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister. National emergency has been imposed thrice in the country: in 1962 at the Chinese aggression, in 1971 due to the Indo-Pak War, and in 1975 during the ground internal dividation. Diplomatic powers of the President. India is a represented on international forum by the President of India. He sends and receives ambassadors. All international treaties and agreements are concluded on behalf of the President, subjected to ratification by the Parliament. In the breakdown of a constitutional emergency, Article 256 talks about the failure of constitutional machinery in state, also known as the Parliament rule. If the President on Governor's report or otherwise is satisfied that situation has arisen that the government can be carried in accordance with the constitutional provision, then he may issue state emergency. President can declare emergency either by the report of governor or he himself is satisfied that the situation is such that the emergency has to be imposed. During the state emergency, the union government has absolute control over the state except the judiciary. And another is the financial power of the president. No one money bill can be introduced in the parliament without the assent of president. The annual budget of the central government is presented before the Lok Sabha by the union finance minister only with the permission of the president. The contingency fund of India is at the disposal of president. He can make advance out of it to meet unforeseen expenditure before the same is approved by the parliament. The president under Article 360 of the constitution has the power to declare financial emergency if he satisfies that the financial stability or to be credit of India or any part of territory is threatened. It had to laid before both the houses of parliament and caused to operate at the expiration of 2 months. Reduce the salary and allowances of all or any class of person. including the judges of the Supreme Court and High Court. And another is the military power of the president in Article 53, where the supreme command of the armed forces of India is president. The president of India can declare war or include peace under the regulation of the parliament. And another is the judicial power of the president. The president is not answerable to any court of law for the exercise of his power. He can pardon or remit or suspend a sentence of punishment given by Supreme Court, court martial, or a sentence of death passed by a court. And these are the descriptive powers of the president. The president of India enjoys certain descriptive powers such as appointing the new prime minister in case of death of PM in office or in case of hung parliament. When PM or any minister loses no confidence motion, it's up to discretion to dissolve the lower house or to look into alternative government forming while life of Lok Sabha is intact. The president can dismiss minister in case of council of minister loses the confidence of the house but refuses to resign. And last one is the emergency power of the president. It is a situation in which the head of the state, president, assumes extraordinary powers. The president of India can proclaim a state of emergency in following cases, such as a national or general emergency, breakdown of constitutional machinery, and another is a financial emergency. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ayush. But you have not included the tribals' right in this. I think the what are the special power of president for the forest, water, or for the tribal rights?
Ma'am, the president of Republic of India is head the commander in chief, the indirectly elected, the directly elected members of both Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, and the executive powers of the country are vested with the president of India, and the president is the appointing authorities for the state and also the power to dismiss violated the constitution in their acts. Uh, the president of the Republic of India has to power to grant pardons of the punishment of the crime and offence to against union law.
Okay, that is related to the like in case of crime or I am asking in case of like in the protection, how the president can protect the water, land or forest. Do you have any idea? Means suppose in the protection of the forest, so president can take decision in favor of tribal community because they are the indigenous people, they are living near to the forest, or suppose they have access to the water.
This is not a sectoral conference because water is about our climate and nature, our energy sources, our health and food supplies. It is about to cities we live in the security of our regions. Having access to sanitation and hygiene especially important for to protect under privacy and dignity. And we also know the water flows and through almost SDGs and
Okay, there is the act, I think, Forest Act 1956. I think. So that is for the protection of tribals' right in relation to the forest. Deepanjali is here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is your slide. You can present now.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. So we have the next participant who is going to speak on what is the topic? Role of
Good
Indian
afternoon.
institution for the sustainable development. You have not written your topic here, huh?
Ma'am, it's written, but ma'am, it's hidden because of that white border.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dipanjali Pandey from Chemical Branch 2020 batch. My topic is Role of Engineering Solution for Sustainable Development. Ma'am, please show the next slide.
This is sustainability, na? You should introduce this.
Yes, ma'am, it's written on the slide, so please show the next one.
So this is the slide one.
Yes, ma'am.
This is I'm showing the slide one, huh? This is the slide one.
Ma'am, let me join again because it's not visible for me.
I don't know why it is not visible. Huh?
Ma'am, I'm asking you to show the slide 2 because I have given my introduction.
This is the slide that I'm showing, sustainability, that is giving on the first page.
Oh, ma'am, I think I have some network issues, so please let me join once again.
I don't know what is the problem.
Yes, ma'am, now it's visible. So, sustainability is a critical aspect of business strategy today, and organizations are increasingly stepping up their sustainability efforts as a way to achieve greater positive impact and remain profitable. So, basically, sustainability means the quality of being able to continue over a long period of time and without damaging the environment. As companies build a more positive and sustainable work culture, engineers play an important role in sustainable development by planning and building projects that preserve natural resources and are cost efficient and support human and natural environment. What is the role of an engineer in sustainable development? So, engineers have planned and and continue to play a key role in the future of sustainable development. Whether it is building a new product or working on technologies that will innovate the future, they are instrumental in designing, architecting, and building the way products, goods, and services are delivered and consumed. To boost the nation's sustainable development good, engineers remain key contribution in the vast chain of modern production and consumption of natural resources to deliver good product and solutions for the larger society. Today, it is crucial for the organization to invest in co-innovative and collaborations and work toward a world with reduced carbon footprint. How can engineers build sustainable products? So while many aspects need to be factored in, a key ingredient to drive sustainable change is innovation. For instance, organizations building products for the automobile industry are innovating differently from those designing modern applications to ensure services that can be delivered online by digitalizing the same. For successful sustainable strategies, organizations must harness emerging technologies to gather and ascertain valuable insights to build products that have a lasting positive and social environmental impact along with cost saving and business value.
Hello.
What should CIOs know about green and sustainable engineering? CIO stands for Chief Information Officer. For most companies, digital infrastructure is a significant component of their corporate carbon footprint. To succeed in this new era of companies must have the ability and strategic foresight to act on the dynamic nature of changing environmental and social issues and importantly embrace resilience and resolve. Leaders can help to take the charge and access their current infrastructure, spearhead initiatives to address the reduction in carbon footprint, invest in renewable power data centers, cloud computing, etc. How can R&D centers build sustainable solutions for future needs of sustainability? To meet the future needs, organizations should implement aggressive water conservation management and zero e-waste to landfills from their operation. E-waste, that means discarded electronic devices. They should procure a minimum of 50% of business operation from diverse, sustainable and socially responsible suppliers. For instance, ma'am, I have done this thing.
Okay, how can you use the your present education program for the sustainable development? Do you have any idea? Do you have any suggestion?
Yes, ma'am. I would recommend to reduce carbon footprint, reduce e-waste, and also to implement decarbonization. We can use the resources in such a way that it continues over a long period of time, and it is also there for our future generation. We can plan projects as well, which are cost efficient, as well as supporting the environment and harmless to the environment.
What will be your role in this?
Ma'am, my role will be to implement all this, which I said before, like using these resources which are non-profitable also, and also support the environment and discarding less waste, etc.
Okay, thank you, Dipanjali.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now we have next participant. Roll number 51. Sanjula is here.
Yes, ma'am.
Sanjula, now this is your turn.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Myself, Sanjula Arora, from CSE, BTech second year. My topic is role of engineering solutions on sustainable development. मैम स्लाइड चेंज कर दीजिए. Engineers in sustainable development. Engineers have played and continue to play a key role in future of sustainable development, whether it is building new products or working on technologies that will innovate the future. There were some sustainable development goals that were set up by the US General Assembly in 2015, and they are to be achieved till 2030. And engineers remain key contributors in the vast chain of modern production and consumption of natural resources to deliver goods, products, and solutions for the larger society. Ma'am, slide. How can engineers build sustainable products? There are many aspects to be factored in, but the key ingredient that drives sustainable change is innovation. At VMware, we are committed to accelerating a more equitable, sustainable, and resilient digital future. Our 2030 agenda reinforces our commitment to decarbonizing our operations, supply chain, and digital infrastructure across our customer ecosystem. We recognize all the aspects of our business have an impact on our environmental footprint, from the products we create to the people we employ. Ma'am, slide. Decarbonization is the first step. Decarbonization should be a priority for organizations that are heading towards net zero transformation, while businesses need to develop an integrated approach to support customers at all the levels of their decarbonization journey. An effective strategy ensuring efficient digital solutions and climate expertise can help deliver ambitious targets. Organizations have the opportunity and responsibility to innovate for a more resilient world by decarbonizing digital infrastructure across customer ecosystems, value chains, and operations. And finally, the Sustainable Development Goals that were set up by the United Nations General Assembly. These are no poverty, no hunger, and good well-being, clear water and sanitation, affordable clean energy, sustainable cities and communities, life below water, climate action, and life on land should be taken care of. Peace, justice, and strong institutions. Thank you, ma'am.
What is happening to you? Why you are not explaining?
Ma'am, these were the goals.
These are the goals. No, you should explain what are these. You have placed the multiple slide, but you are not explaining here.
Ma'am, these are to be achieved under these 2030.
Okay, now there is no more slide. No, you can explain what are these goals of your sustainable cities
These
and
goals.
communities, life below water, climate action, and life on land. What is this? Can you explain this goal?
Ma'am, there is a vast change in climate, and a climate action has to be taken by different countries and those who are the major cause of the pollution or the climate change. Our Indian subcontinent is one of the factor that is the main reason for the climate change effect because of the pollution and all.
Okay, what is
And-
the suggestion? How you are going to contribute for the environment awareness? Means what will be your role in the sustainable development?
Ma'am, as an engineer, there is one most close that we can do, and it is we should produce or we should have those organizations that harness technologies like AI, ML, or blockchain. These will be using those sustainable strategies, and they will gather valuable insights to the products that will be lasting positive social and environmental impact.
How blockchain is useful in the sustainable development? Blockchain. Okay, we have next participant, roll number 65. Roll number 65.
Yes, ma'am.
Now we have Vijay Kishore. So he is going to present on role of engineering solution in sustainable development. Okay, Vijay Kishore, now you can start. Participants
Hello.
should ask.
Hello, everyone. My name is Vijay
something.
Kishore
Participants should ask the question. Nobody is asking the question, so this is very bad thing. Participants should ask the question. Yes.
Hello, everyone. My name is Vijay Kishore from BTech CC, second year. My topic is role of engineering for sustainable development. Field of engineering is about the knowledge to practice. Engineering as a profession is a guide for elevation poverty, promoting secure and sustainable development, responding to emergency, making the knowledge, guidance. They connect social needs with appropriate technology, innovation, and commercial application. As such, engineering is a major driver for social economic development. has contributed to our ability to survive disaster and public health challenges, to prepare food and water, communicate and transport, to innovate and create new products and services. Whether there is a problem, there is a need of engineering. World Engineering World Engineering Day for Sustainable Development is now celebrated annually on 4th of March and provide an opportunity to mark the achievement of engineering and contribution of engineering to making a better world. Different roles in different fields. Poverty, zero health. Large population in low-income countries are demanding latest technology for communication, education, and health. Social innovation enable the development of affordable and reliable technology that are accessible to all. Agriculture, mechanical, chemical engineers have engineering mechanization for agriculture and production and increase productivity through the use of fertilizer and pesticides. Sustainable cities and communities, decent work and economic growth infrastructure. Advanced engineering technologies are used in energy for resource efficient building, smart city lighting, efficient transportation, renewable energy source, integrated water management. Engineers are also responsible for such amenities as clean water, energy, housing, enabling cities citizens to maintain healthy and stable productive life and engage in decent work. Engineering innovation in AI, robotics, cloud, computation, and big data will drive future economic growth and thank you.
We can achieve no poverty, zero hunger, and good health. Can you explain your role in this? How we can achieve this objective?
By accessing to latest technology and promoting education and health.
But the zero hunger, how it is possible? No poverty. What else we need other than this? Other than the technology, we need something else also. What is your role in this? Where you place yourself? How you are going to contribute in the sustainable development? Next participant, roll number 220. The other participants should ask the question, no? They are sitting here, but you should ask the questions, okay? Whenever anybody is here. Now we have next participant, roll number 220. Janvi, are you here? This is your turn now. Janvi Yadav.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes.
I am from Chemical, second year. Today I am going to give a presentation on role of engineering solutions for sustainable development. Role of engineering solutions for sustainable development. The main focus of scientists to develop knowledges and understanding of physical universe, science to pursue of knowledge in the purest sense without any concern of need society, whereas engineering is the combination of both. The direction of scientific research has been described by a curiosity based research which is not necessarily driven by values of society. The 20th century have witnessed a great achievement in engineering technology in the field of design. 19 constructions, manufacturing, robotic problem solving of some newly enhanced technology include nuclear technologies, laser, fiber optics, petroleum and gas technologies, health technologies, imaging technologies, electronics, automobile electrification. Ma'am, next slide. Sustainability is the characteristics of a process that can be maintained at a indefinitely a certain level of environment stands. The term refers to potential legality of human ecological support systems such as planet's climate system, system of agriculture, industry, forestry and fisheries. Professional engineers have an important and significant role to meet sustainability. The work to enhance the welfare, health and safety with minimal use of natural resources, paying attention with regards to environment. The following principles have been agreed to achieve sustainable development. Living within environmental goal, ensuring a strong, healthy and just society, promoting good governance, achieving sustainable economy, using sound science responsibly. Engineers have a responsibility to maximize value to their activity towards building sustainable world. They should understand their important role in sustainable development of communities. Understanding of other relevant social and cultural structures outside their own normal community of practice. Recognize that though their activity may local, immediate the potential impacts of their work may be global and long lasting. The ways to contribute to sustainable development are provide a healthy workplace, review your supply chain and implement sustainable practices, invest in renewable energy, encourage RRR, that is reduce, reuse and recycle.
What is written in this figure? Can you explain the figure?
Ma'am, which figure? I'm not able.
You have included this figure. These are spheres and a diagram.
Ma'am, it is written that
you should have seen this before any presentation. What is written in the diagram? Now tell me, what will be your role in the sustainable development?
Engineers have played and continue to play a key role in the future of sustainable development, whether it is building new products or working and technologies that will be innovate the future. They are instrumental in designing, architecting and building the way products, goods and services are delivered and consumed. They boost the nation's sustainable development goals. Engineers remain key contributors in the vast chain of modern production and consumers of natural resources to deliver good products and solutions for the larger society.
So now Anushka, now this is your turn. Anushka Agarwal. Anushka.
Ma'am, she got disconnected due to some network issues.
Okay, now you can.
Ma'am, later on, take her later on.
What is the problem now?
Ma'am, she's not there in the call. She got disconnected, so please take it afterwards when she joins.
Dipanjali Pandey has done. Anybody is on the role of engineering?
Ma'am, Tanya Tyagi.
Okay. Now we have our next participant on role of engineering solution for sustainable development. We have Tanay Tyagi, so he is going to speak on. Tanay, now this is your turn.
Okay, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am. Now I'm going to speak on sustainable development, role of engineering solution in sustainable development. My roll number is 257. I'm from chemical branch. So, an introduction to sustainability and engineering. A term sustainable development has emerged and is used increasingly by the media to describe a need for constructing a way of organizing ourselves that doesn't determinedly harm the planet or society. It aims to explore the term sustainability and put it into context the engineering, a passion that has contributed to the current problematic system as much as providing a platform for creation solution to the problems. Ma'am, next slide please. So now I am going to discuss how does chemical engineering relate to the environment, sustainability and energy. Problems in the energy, environment and sustainability space inherently involve a combination of molecular, chemical, material science, physics, behavior and process level system understanding. For example, firstly, solar energy generation is a cost benefit analysis. It's not just about making a material that can absorb light, it's about making a device that can be created, shipped and installed cost effectively enough to warrant replacing silicon. Secondly, for example, in carbon capture, it's not just about making materials that absorb carbon dioxide, it's about creating a process that uses those materials and regenerates them in a cost effective way with sufficiently low energy that they consume less carbon dioxide than they produce. Ma'am, next slide please.
This is the next slide.
Now I'm going to discuss working of engineers in the environment to maintain sustainability. Firstly, energy, water, food and the environment all are interconnected. Engineers use their knowledge of physics, math, chemistry and other subjects to protect environment from irreparable damage. This work involves transforming raw materials into useful products, generating energy, measuring containment, concentration, etc. Ma'am, next slide.
This is the next slide.
Now, I am going to discuss increasing sustainability using digital infrastructure. As corporate citizens, organizations have the opportunity and responsibility to innovate for a more resilient world by decarbonizing digital infrastructure across customer ecosystems, value chains, and operations. Innovative business models are the need of the hour and place sustainability at the heart of all business activities. Benchmarking digital infrastructure on metrics such as power usage, effectiveness, energy efficiency, and etc. Now I am going to discuss how can engineers build sustainable products. While many aspects need to be forced in, a key ingredient to drive sustainable change is innovation. For instance, Organization building products for the automobile industry are innovating differently from those designing modern applications to ensure services can be delivered online by digitizing the same. For successful sustainable strategies, organizations must harness emerging technologies like AI, ML, etc. together and as create valuable insights to build products that have a lasting positive social and environmental effect. Thank you, ma'am.
Have AI and ML, these are useful in the sustainable development.
Sorry, ma'am, I was not able to hear. Can you repeat?
Means how we can use the artificial intelligence and machine learning in the sustainable development.
Ma'am, artificial intelligence can be used to generate new ways by which we can. Ma'am, with the help of artificial intelligence, we can find different ways by which sustainable products can be generated easily and economically.
Okay, that will be the product. But what is the use? Actually, in the environment, how it is useful, like AI or ML, how it can be useful?
Ma'am, with the help of AI, artificial intelligence is able to make different ways by which we can make sustainable products easily. That's what I'm saying.
We can simulate the process, or we can do. I think it is useful in the automation. Okay, automation or
Yes, ma'am.
machine learning process. So in the environment we have different kind of process or systems or ecosystems. So we can analyze those systems. We can restore
Yes, ma'am.
the missing link, and we can do the analysis. Okay. And for the some process, and like in the dam or in the future forecasting or weather forecasting, so we can use these methods
Yes, ma'am.
in the build. Okay. So what will be your role in this in the sustainable development? What you can do for the environment?
Ma'am, as an engineer, I will try to generate or find different ways by which I can make different products which are economically good and also good for the environment. Like I can carbonizing.
So now we have Yashdat Pandey. So he is going to present on geographical information system. Yashdat Pandey is here. Yashdat.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Ma'am, I think he's not present here. Yes, just Pandey. Because ma'am is not
Okay.
responding.
Now who is left? Akash
Yes, ma'am. I'm left.
or anybody else?
And ma'am, Kanda, Dipankaj, ma'am, they are also left.
Dipankaj slide is here or not? Dipankaj, are you here?
मैम उस टाइम आपने खोजा था उसमें नहीं मिला था।
तो आपको मैंने कहा था ना कि मेल कर दीजिएगा, आपने वो भी नहीं किया।
हाँ मैम, मैंने मेल।
क्या प्रॉब्लम है? हाँ? आकाश
Yes, ma'am.
रोल नंबर 132 GIS।
ज्योग्राफिकल इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम का भी खोला तो था एक पीपीटी, किसका था वो?
मैम मेरा था मैम, वॉइस नहीं आ रही थी, नेट चला गया था मैम। यश दत्त पांडे।
यश दत्त पांडे, ठीक है, तो आपको खुला है, आप प्रेजेंट करिए, ठीक है, जल्दी से।
ओके मैम।
Now we have Yash Dutt Pandey here. He is going to speak on geographical information system.
Hello ma'am, my name is
Yes.
Yash Dutt Pandey. from EC branch, and good afternoon. Today I am presenting my views on Geographical Information System, GIS. What is GIS? So GIS is a Geographical Information System. It's a computer-based system including software, hardware, people and geographical information. A GIS can create, edit, query and analyze to display map information on the computer. Geographical Information System has some important types, such as Geographical Information System. It contains three important words named Geographical Information System. First is geographic. About 80% of government data collected is associated with some location in space. It's a geographic information. In some information attributes or the characteristics, data can be used to symbolize and provide further insight into a given location. System are seamless operation linking the information to the geography, which requires hardware, networks and software data and operational problems. Who uses the GIS? Why GIS is used? So GIS is used in international organizations such as UNHABIT, the World Bank, UNEP, FAO, WHO, etc. In private industry, it is used in transport, real estate business, insurance, etc. In government, it's used in ministries, local authorities, and provincial agencies of planning parks. Non-profit organizations such as NGO, World Resources Institute, ICMA, etc. and academic research institution also. So next, what can you do with a GIS? We have some possibilities such as environmental impact assessment, resources management, land use planning, tax mapping, water and sanitation mapping, transportation routing, and many more. How does a GIS work? So GIS has a special geographical reference. They might have a reference that describes the feature of the earth using a latitude and a longitude, a rational coordinate system, an address, a district, a weather identifier, and a road name. So GIS provides data integration also, such as road, land parcels, population, utilities, land miners, hospitals, refugees, wells, and many more. Two fundamental types of data. In GIS, there are two types of data. It's vector and raster. The series of XY coordinates is known as vector, and in raster, a grid and cells are raster. Vector has 4 discrete data representation as points and lines and polygons, and raster for continuous data such as elevation, slope, and surfaces. We use raster. A desktop GIS should be able to handle both the types of data effectively. Or data representation. This I'm presenting the 3 types of data representation, such as raster, vector, and real world. So in the raster, we use the longitudinal and latitudinal way, and in vector we use the x and y direction, and in the real world we use the 3D representation of that. That's how the data works. And some other important features of GIS is to produce good cartographic products and generate the maintain metadata, use and share geographic models, and managing data in a geodatabase using the data model for each sector. And GIS is rapidly evolving all over the world, including by the project, systems, network, social issue, and cooperative, etc. Special data infrastructure. It's also a GIS type, and it means that the technology and the policies and the standards, human resources, and relative activities which is necessary to acquire the process and distribute, use, and maintain the preserve special data. These are the special data infrastructure, parts of many national EV strategies. And I also given the website as www.dsdi.org. It's a special website for special data infrastructure. I also represent that. I also mention in my PPT that in a graph that geographical knowledge which is given to the world and then to the citizens can make our earth more face towards the earth and improve our earth in a green way. Water Summit and Sustainable Development promote the development and wider use of the Earth observation technology, including the satellite, remote sensing, global mapping, and geographic information systems to collect the equality data and the environmental impact, land and due to the land use charges. And there is also some poverty institutions. GIS is for planning underdeveloped areas. GIS in India, GIS is mainly used for the underdeveloped areas. A tale of the two cities, and the former as the informal, both are the GIS. Completely is not the accurate. So we use the GIS in so in India we use the GIS in for planning the underdeveloped areas. That's how the GIS works. And achieving the MDGs and requires us all of us. And thank you, ma'am.
Okay, how GIS can be useful in the environment? Applications. What are the applications of GIS? I think it all have been written here, huh?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes. Miss, how
Yes, ma'am.
GIS can be useful in our daily life? Huh?
Ma'am, GIS can be used in our daily life as a compiling geographical information in the form of satellite images, geographical surveys, and serial photographs, researching and verifying geographical data. Yeah?
Yes. Okay, this is. Can you explain this figure? What is written here?
GIS rapidly evolving, such as projects, systems, networks, and social aspects. Ma'am, in the first we write the projects. Ma'am, if we are working on any project and then we are working on the systems, then a network is developed around this. So the network becomes social, and the GIS is very impactful on that opinion or on that project. I mean,
Okay, so how you are going to use this like GIS in the eradication of poverty? What is the relation of this? Means how we can use GIS? Means what will be your role? What you can do in the future using this?
ma'am, researching and verifying geographical data and drawing maps using advanced computer software. We use a GIS in drawing maps using the advanced computer software. This is used to improve the quality and for our Earth and GIS or for the system.
So thank you, Yash. So
Yes, ma'am.
so now we have our next participant.
Thank you, ma'am.
We have Akash Singh. So now we have two participants from the rainwater harvesting system. Now Akash Singh is going to speak on.
Ma'am, should I start?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. I'm Akash Singh from CSC branch, and I'm going to present on the topic rainwater harvesting. And in rainwater harvesting, my major topics will be why is it important? Who should practice the culture of rainwater harvesting? And what are the benefits of rainwater harvesting? This will be my major topic because I personally believe that these sections can help can promote people to practice rainwater harvesting more and more. So as ma'am has already changed the slide, so I will start from what is rainwater harvesting? I will describe this in brief with the definition is that rainwater harvesting is simply nothing but just a collection of rainwater for our future use. Now, I would like you, ma'am, to please change the slide so that I can proceed to my main topics. Yes, ma'am. So the question is that why is it important? So if we'll ask someone that what are the main sources of drinking water, so simply the most probable answer of him will be that the freshwater sources and the groundwater. But the problem arises here is that we are overusing the groundwater, and because of which the groundwater level is going down and down day by day. And the problem with freshwater sources is that either it is not present everywhere, or it contains lots of pollutant which make it unfit for drinking and other uses also. So these are the reasons that why we should cultivate the we should practice the culture of rainwater harvesting to overcome these all issues. So ma'am, please change the slide. Now, as I already told that my second topic will be who should practice this culture. So the most appropriate answer should be everyone should practice this culture because it is helpful for everyone. But it is very effective for the people of the region with scarcity region, or the people who are living in drought regions. Means the people who face drought very frequently in summer seasons. So it can be a life-saving culture, and this rainwater harvesting can help them to use this rainwater in time of drought, or when there will be less amount of water sources. So this is so again, what are the benefits of rainwater harvesting? As I've already told that that the earlier issues that were with rainwater source, main sources of fresh water and groundwater. This can help in overcoming these all issues. Firstly, it will recharge the ground level, and second is that it will decrease our dependence on fresh water sources, and we can use this rainwater that we have collected already using rainwater harvesting, and we can use it in future or in present also for our drinking processes, for washing clothes, or for bathing, or any other process. Also, we can use in a large scale irrigation and everything. So these are the basic benefits of rainwater harvesting. Now the last topic is rooftop rainwater harvesting. As many of my friends has already presented on this rainwater harvesting topic, and every one of them has already mentioned and explained this rooftop rainwater harvesting in detail, that there is a that we collect the rainwater from our rooftop underneath containers, and we use them for different processes. But I would like to explain different kinds of practices also which are included in rainwater harvesting. For like we can dig up a pit or a used pond, and we can collect the rainwater there, because it will have a large surface area, so we can collect a more amount of water, and we can use it for our future uses. We can use it for drinking, for other uses which needs a lot of water. For example, in agriculture, for irrigation, we use lots amount of water, and it can be very helpful in that process, because we'll not use that groundwater, we'll not use that precious fresh water sources, and we can use it rainwater, and it will be helpful for us. So thank you, ma'am. This is all. These were my topics that I've explained.
Okay, what is the suggestion for the rainwater harvesting system, or any method, development of any method on the water resource management?
Ma'am, the suggestions can be that we should try to filter that collected rainwater in effective way, so that it can be used in mainly for drinking. And because that rainwater that is collected is not purely fit for drinking, so we can develop different filtration processes so that we can use that collected water mainly for drinking, because for people of scarcity region and drought region, the main problem is for drinking, and we can use this collected rainwater in rainy season and can store this in summer seasons to use that rainwater for drinking.
Okay, thank you, Akash. So we have
Okay,
have
ma'am.
next participant like Akash Yadav. Akash Yadav is here.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Akash Yadav. Now this is your turn.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. My name is Akash Yadav from BTech CSE 2K20 West. So my topic is rainwater harvesting. So rainwater harvesting is collection and storage of rainwater that runs off from the rooftop, park, road, open ground, etc. This this water runoff can either be stored or recharged into groundwater. A rainwater harvesting system consists of the following components: catchment from where water is captured and stored or recharged, convenience system that carries the water harvested from the catchment to the storage zone. Third one, first flush that is used to flush out the first spell of rain. And fourth one, filter used to remove a pollutant. And fifth one is storage tank and or we can say various recharge structures. Now the method of rainwater harvesting. So there are several methods for rainwater harvesting. The first one is surface runoff harvesting. This system is most suitable in urban areas where the rainwater flowing along the ground during the rain will be collected to designated water storage. The flow of small tributaries of rivers or reservoirs is redirected to store the surface runoff. The surface runoff is stored in pond, tank, and reservoirs built for this purpose. During the storage of rainwater, efficient and effective water conservation methods reducing evaporation are incorporated. Several measures are taken to sustain healthy and hygienic water. Second one is rooftop rainwater harvesting. Rooftop rainwater harvesting method can be adopted at individual home or school where the rainwater is captured from the roof catchment of the domestic houses or commercial buildings, diverted and stored in the tanks. Harvested water can either be stored in a tank or diverted to an artificial recharge system to meet daily needs such as flushing toilet, washing machines, washing vehicles, gardening, showering, sink and bath. This system can be installed in the following places: residential homes or villas, schools, colleges, and other educational institutes, apartment flats, multi-story buildings, government buildings, industries, factories, mills, IT parks, hotel, restaurants, swimming pools, stadium. So, thank you, ma'am.
Can you explain this figure? What is happening in this? Rooftop rainwater harvesting. Can you explain this figure? Akash, are you here? Akash is here or not? Akash Yadav.
Ma'am,
So,
I think, ma'am, I lost my connection.
okay. Just right, okay. Are you here, Akash? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Akash is here.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Can you explain this figure?
So in this figure, ma'am, rainwater is collected from the rooftop of the house, and then this rainwater is bring to catchment, or we can say a reservoir or water chamber through a pipe, and through this chamber water is rainwater is going.
Are you here? Hello? Hello? I think we have lost the connection with Akash. Now who is going to present? Who is left now?
दीपांकर शर्मा जीसी पे भेजा है हमने।
आपकी पीपीटी है यहाँ पे?
जीसी पे मैम, गूगल क्लासरूम पे डायरेक्ट। Can I start?
Okay, this is PDF, huh? I think.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now you can start. This is your turn.
Okay, ma'am. Good afternoon to everybody. My topic is seminar on rainwater harvesting. Before coming to the rainwater harvesting, what is rainwater harvesting? Rainwater harvesting means collecting water. So rainwater collecting method comes under rainwater harvesting. And introduction में आता है मैम, and harvesting. Main motive of the rainwater harvesting is to collecting water for the further purpose, like drinking, like different purpose. And next slide. Next slide. ये तो next slide. Why it is important? Rainwater harvesting is simply to collection of water and is subsequently storing water and further use. And basically rainwater harvesting is done in drastic areas for the purpose further use, and it is the collection of water. Basically it has two types, runoff water harvesting and rooftop water harvesting. Basically main motive of the rainwater harvesting is to collect a collection of water for the further use, to avoid the flooding, to maintain the water balance in environment, and to reduce soil erosion, like to reduce the floods in the water rich areas, and to provide water in drastic areas. These are the main motive of the rainwater harvesting. Next slide. Then method of rainwater harvesting: surface runoff harvesting and rooftop rainwater harvesting. In surface runoff harvesting means those water which are found on the ground, which are collected in a particular area, and these are the and then collected water used for the further use in the future use. For basically it can be used in drastic areas, and it can be used for the different purposes, like washing car and drinking, different method. These are comes under surface runoff harvesting. And surface rooftop harvesting means it can be explained by the help of figure. Next slide. Surface rooftop harvesting will be explained by the help of diagram. And next slide. Surface rooftop harvesting will be explained by the help of this diagram. Basically, in surface rooftop harvesting means rain is directly fall on the roof. This is the method of catchment. Means directly rain fall on the roof is the catchment, and this falling water is collected on the roof and will be go through the pipelines, will collected in a tank. These are the comes on the rooftop rainwater harvesting. It has different types of component like the catchment, filter, and next slide open कीजिए. Catchment, transportation, first plus, and filter. Catchment means directly rainwater contact with the roof comes under catchment. Like terrace हो जाता है. Terrace and catchment area where actually contribute of rainwater out to the harvesting purpose. And next slide. Filter and filter. Transportation means those water which will collected on the roof will be go through the pipelines, UV resistance, and downtake to the directly connected.
Raise your voice, you should speak slowly and you should raise your voice.
Okay. Basically, transportation means the water goes through pipelines from the roof to the tank. These are the transportation. This is also a subcomponent of the rooftop rainwater harvesting. And next slide. First plus is after the transportation. First plus means it is a artificial method to the clearing by clearing the sand, clay from the water. These are the comes under first plus. Next slide. Next slide is the filter. Filter means this is the final. This is the final method for the rooftop harvesting, rainwater harvesting. After this, we can use for the after the filter we can use water for the drinking purpose and for the different purposes. We can transport from the drastic areas for the drinking. Advantages of rainwater. Main advantage of the rainwater is rainwater harvesting is to maintaining the water balance in the drastic areas and maintaining the ground level water table of the ground, and reduces the groundwater, reduces the flood and soil erosion in water rich areas, and can be used for the further use and future use. These are the main advantages of the rainwater harvesting. And next slide. And next slide. Disadvantages of the rainwater. It is very high cost, and certain roof type may slip chemical ants, animals, droppings, storage limit. These are the different disadvantages of the rainwater harvesting. Next slide. And next slide. Harvesting can begin today. We can start rainwater harvesting. Rainwater harvesting is somewhat thousands of families across the world participate in. You could be the next enjoy the multi benefits with the rainwater harvesting. It is a easy and simple method for the rainwater harvesting, and it can supply in the drastic areas after the filtering of the rainwater. These are the references.
Okay, what is your suggestion for the better water resource management?
Rainwater resources management. Basically, ma'am, rainwater is collected in a tank. After that, we can supply in a drastic area where there the lack of water, shortage of water. We can manage the water from the water-rich area to that area where there the rain is highly, and we can collect them and we can transfer to that place for the for their uses and different type of uses. These are the way to we manage the rainwater water management in areas, different areas.
Okay, do you have any more suggestion?
No.
Okay. So, thank you, Divankar.
Thank you.
I think now there is no presentation.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, actually I got disconnected due to some network issues. So I want to give my presentation.
Okay, I think. Okay.
And my presentation is also left.
Who?
Roll number 28.
Topic क्या है?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, rainwater harvesting system.
Okay. Why you left on your turn? Huh? So now we have Anushka Agarwal. She is going to speak on role of engineering solution for sustainable development.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am. This is Anushka Agarwal from second year of chemical department. I am here today to tell you about the role of engineering solution in sustainable development. Ma'am, next slide. The role of engineering solutions for sustainable development. As we know, the main focus of scientists nowadays is to develop knowledges and understanding of physical universe science. The pursuit of knowledge in its purest sense without any concern to the need society, who as engineering is the combination of both the direction of scientist research has been described by as curiosity-based research which is not necessarily driven by values of society. In the 20th century have witnessed a great achievement in engineering technology in the field of design. As we all know that the construction manufacturing, robotic, abundant materials or even the engineering management techniques for problem solving, some of newly enhanced technology include nuclear technologies, laser, fiber optics, petroleum and gas technologies, health technologies, imaging technologies, electronics, aeronautic, automobile electrification. These all are the technologies which we have used in our 20th century. Ma'am, next slide. So, sustainability is a characteristic of a process that can be maintained at indefinitely around a certain level and environmental stand. The term refers to potential legality of human support systems such as planets, climate system roof, agriculture, industry, forestry and fisheries. Ma'am, next slide. Now, professional engineers have an important and significant role to meet the sustainability. They work to enhance the welfare, health and safety with minimal use of natural resource, are paying attention with regard to environment. Now let's come to the guiding principles have been agreed to achieve sustainable development. The first one is living within environmental goal. Second one is ensuring a strong, healthy and just society. Now the third guiding principle is that we should promote good governance. Fourth one is that achieving sustainable economy, which will helpful in our sustainable development as well as in our Indian economy. The fifth one is that using sound science responsibly. Next slide, ma'am. Now let's come to the main role of the engineers solution, that engineers have a responsibility to maximize value of their activity towards building sustainable world. Like as companies build a more positive and sustainable work culture, engineers play an important role. So they should understand their important role in sustainable development of communities, have an understanding of other relevant social and cultural structures outside their own normal community of practice, recognize that though their activity may local, immediate, the potential impacts of their work may be global and long lasting, and which will helpful our future generations as well. Next slide, ma'am. In this modern era, we are saying that development of this modern world has been dominated by science, engineering and technology, and the role of engineer and closely to the needs of society. The demand for engineering skill is likely to be higher than ever before in order to deliver sustainable engineering system. Like we should not take for granted, we should like highly demand for the engineering skills, how carton, energy, tech and robust physical infrastructure against geophysical hazards. Next slide, ma'am.
What is this figure? Can you explain this diagram?
Yes, ma'am. This figure shows that there are three phases. Like there is the environmental, economy, like economic, sufficient economy, and social. Like we should maintain both the three phases if we want to make sustainable development to be continued. So we should maintain our environmental as well, economic activities as well as social. Next slide, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
What are these principles? Can you explain? Because you were just reading the slides. You should explain whatever is written on the slides.
Yes, ma'am. The first one guiding principle is that living within environmental goal. Like we should protect our like energy. We can use reusable alternatives. We can go for paperless, like to avoid wasting paper. We can choose to receive letters over email, and you can only print off documents if necessary. So if we prevent our environmental goals as well, then we are just straightforward for the sustainable development as well. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, how do you see in the sustainable development? What may be your probable role?
Ma'am, being a sub-discipline of chemical engineering, first of all, I should recommend like process system engineering is best suited for the ensuring that chemical engineering makes net positive contributions to sustainable development. Like it mainly focuses on, if I talk about my tech subject or the core subject, it will mainly focuses on advances in the metrics, process designing, the product designing and process dynamics as well, which is going towards sustainability. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Anushka. So now we
Thank you, ma'am.
Now Kandarp is here or not? Kandarp.
Hello.
Yes.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes. Kandarp, now this is your turn. You can present
Yes,
now.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Kandar Misra from CSE branch, and my roll number is 20. Today, I am going to present on topic rainwater harvesting and management of water resource. Can you please change this slide? So, first of all, I want to draw your attention on why there is need to think about water. In spite, it is 2/3 of the Earth's surface. If we talk about the stats, according to stats, 70% of the water surface, planet surface, is made up of water. By far, the largest volume is salt water, and only 2.5% are fresh water. A resource so precious that it is used unconsciously tends to run out over the years, because despite being renewable, the speed of replacement does not accompany that of consumption. It is our responsibility to utilize water resource wisely, and the rainwater harvesting is a way towards it. And please change this slide. And please change this slide.
This is the slide, right? Importance of water resources.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the water is very important for us because it is need for survival, and no one can live without it, and it is important for agriculture purpose also. And through rainwater, we can save rainwater to proper utilize it after. Rainwater, ma'am, please change this slide. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, rainwater harvesting is a process of collecting rainwater and storing it in a reservoir or tank is known as rainwater harvesting. This process is applied for the intention to save water. This is an active process which is taking place in our country with an initiative to save water. This process can prevent the usage of fresh water in household works other than drinking. Rainwater is considered to be cleanest form of water after it pours for more than 5 minutes. And this is the model of rainwater harvesting. And here we can store rainwater in tanks, and we use it after refining it for drinking purpose and agriculture purpose and washing purpose. And at last, I would like to end my presentation with a thought that if we start noticing that the little details and take these small initiatives, then we can make the earth a better place for living. And please change this slide. And here is the advantage of rainwater harvesting system. With the help of rainwater harvesting, we can reduce our water bills, ecological benefits, reduced erosion and flooding around buildings, reduce demand on groundwater, and adequate means for irrigation purposes. And change this slide. Here are other management of water resource like groundwater recharge. In groundwater recharge, it is the natural process through which by rain the groundwater level is increased, and another way to recharge groundwater by artificial means, through which we can with the help of human activities like controlled means, we can recharge artificially groundwater. And please change this slide. And other ways are like drip irrigation and sewage water treatment. In drip irrigation, small pipes are placed on the agriculture fields, through which there are small orifices placed on them, through which with minimum usage of water, maximum efficiency of it can be taken. And in sewage water treatment, it is the process in which removal of contaminants from the water is being taken place. Thank you, ma'am.
Suggestion for the better water resource management?
Ma'am, my suggestion is the society should take care of it and place small pits around them so that we can store rainwater and use it after it.
What will be your role in this?
Ma'am, my role, ma'am, it is an individual role to take part in it, because everyone can do rainwater harvesting on their own.
Okay.
I think now we do not have any more participant. So today we have the closing session also. तो आप लोग अपना record